Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Good morning, viewers around the world. Good morning, good morning, good morning, George. You are welcome to this beautiful Wednesday, the first day of October 2025. My name is Mark Godwin Iweajunwa, and I'm here with George. George, good morning. Special day.
A special day indeed, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us today on our Wednesday African News Update.
You are welcome, George.
And actually, this marks another 25 years since my father passed away. October 1st, 2000.
October 1st, he passed away.
2000. Yes.
Our condolence, George. 25 years now.
25
Oh,
years, yes.
Our condolence to the family. And every year it gets better because he's fighting for you, behind the scene. He's fighting for you. Yeah, he's represented. Well, viewers, you are welcome. You are welcome. Man. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
you. Yes. All right. So, George, beautiful day. On the second segment of the show, we'll take a different turn, George. We'll be talking Nigeria at 65. Nigeria 65. So, but let's begin with the small news we have. So, viewers, you're tuning to African Global Update, SSM, October the 1st. Happy new month to all our viewers around the world. All right, George, first of all, let me ask you, what do you think could happen from now till 2027 in the Nigerian political scene? There's this arrangement to change the INEC officer. Will that bring some so-called will it be a solution to a better voting, better election come 2027?
Well, and number one is a necessity to change, because the current person that is there now, Gowon, is Mahmoud. He's already been there for almost 10 years, so his tenure is up, so he gotta go. But the beauty of it is that this is the very first individual. Jega was from the north. This Mahmoud is from the north. So when you talk about having a new INEC chair, the first time is coming to the south, and I applaud our president for doing that. But the hope that is, what we need to change is the political system in Nigeria, and the process in which one will be selected. The chairman of the INEC will be selected. We were hoping that the judiciary will be the one to be appointed to select one person who is going to, and then let the House and the Senate, approve. So, but now it's still under the table of our president to select somebody. So, ask yourself this question: if you are vying for the next election, if you are wanting to be the winner, would you choose somebody you think will be against you? You will choose somebody who will favor you. So that is the ill of this particular process. So we don't want, what we want is an independent. This INEC means independent. So it's not independent when the president who is in power is choosing the person who is going to run be the chair of independent this uh, uh, individual who is going to be in charge of the electoral process. So it's almost I don't know. We need to change. We need to reshuffle the system as a whole. But hopefully, this guy will come in. The most important thing, actually, is not even about this particular election. Let's get somebody who can sanitize and rebaptize the process of electing our leaders, because
Okay.
the way it is right now,
Okay.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not really working. There is so
No,
much we don't trust them at all. There is
yeah, we don't trust them.
the whole
The
nation doesn't
system is
trust
messed
INEC.
up.
It's messed up.
Now, our big guest that normally comes here, Bode George, Chief Bode George, yesterday was in the public forum where he said he was trying to make it loud and clear. He said the incoming INEC chair must allow the will of the people to run, so that he doesn't cause confusion and chaos. So, Bode George was saying this: the will of the people. Now, George, we saw what happened in 2023. The will of the people didn't run.
No,
Yes.
you were there. I was there. The
Mhm.
promises were made, but were not kept.
Mhm.
You
were not
were there.
kept.
I was there. The promises was openly made all the way from England and down to Nigeria, and it was the promises that were made were very clear, and they were saying
But
what they,
yes,
what
that's
what the public wanted to hear.
Mahmoud's speech at
Mhm.
Chatham. You're talking about
Chatham
Mahmoud's
House, yes,
Chatham House.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
He
and
said
then
he will make it transparent. He will do, and behold, on that day, he thought it was something else.
it
Something
was a
else.
magic. It was something abracadabra happened that night.
Abracadabra. Overnight.
Abracadabra, overnight abracadabra, and
Oh.
that was it. So,
Okay,
and this
viewers.
is something that we
Mhm.
don't
Go ahead.
want.
No, we don't want this anymore. So, viewers, we just digress a little on the INEC. The new INEC, obviously, there will be a new INEC officer. So we want to say that that new INEC must allow the will of the people on the day of election. George, he will be faced with Anambra votes, Anambra election coming soon. He will be faced with Imo election coming soon. He will be faced with, I think, Ekiti election also, before we now go to 2027. So these are some of the challenges. These are some tests of his efficiency prior to 2027. What will you say about that, George?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, George, let's come to some other news again. Yes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, George?
If you cannot win it, just go ahead. What's wrong with it?
That's it. All right, George. George, let's come to other news.
Yeah.
News making headline the past 3 days now. Sad news, George. Terrible news. And because it's a sector that we also represent, the media, the press, the media, the press is where we are too. So if such things happen, we don't address it, we will not be doing ourselves good. George, tributes are being poured out for. Can you hear me, George?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, yeah, I thought you were. Yes, tributes are being poured out for Sumi, the young lady, Somtochukwu, the young lady,
Somtochukwu Maduagu.
Somtochukwu, yeah, Abuago, the young lady that was killed in Abuja robbery. Sad news, George. George, let's see. Let's do a small tribute, a clip on her, courtesy of her network, Arise. Then we'll talk about this. Let's do this.
Hello to our viewers in the US and around the world. I am Somi Maduagu, coming to you from Nigeria's capital, Abuja.
Delectable, intelligent and bold are adjectives which hardly qualifies Somtochukwu Crystal Maduagu's persona. The 29-year-old barrister first graced Arise News screen as a guest when she participated and won the Miss Tourism Nigeria pageant. Sumi went on to represent Nigeria at the Miss Tourism World pageant in Guangzhou, China in 2023. In September 2024, she joined the Arise News team, where she has made her voice count as a news anchor, news producer, and a reporter.
Trump announced on Saturday that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire.
Through a blend of her legal dexterity and her reportorial vigor, Sumi advocated for out-of-school children and campaigned energetically against sexual and gender-based violence. One of her most recent coverages was the submission of Memorandum for Reserved Seats for Women's Bill, held on the 21st of September. There, Sumi, alongside millions of other Nigerian women, advocated for a stronger representation for Nigerian women at the National Assembly. Sumi's voice is now silent, but her spirit, passion and legacy will endure as part of our collective memory.
Properly educated and that there are less children out of school in Nigeria. From the Presidential Villa, Sumi Maduagu, Arise News.
It
was truly a sad story.
Talk is
very, very sad. Very sad. Very, very sad. That, listen. Number one, I know we are talking about the robbery is the main cause of the situation that took place. But this girl, in a panic during an armed robbery in her building at her Abuja home, jumped from her building to escape. And this was one of the high-end condominiums in Abuja. And when more than 15 people came to that place, they shot this gate man and then started going from house to house. But evidently, there was a noise being made, and that she decided to save her life by jumping through the building. But that's what you call a colossal failure of our system in Nigeria. This was a preventable death that could have taken place. And then in several years ago, as a matter of fact, 2006, my mother died as a result of the same thing that is happening in Nigeria. This young lady actually prayed a few weeks ago that let not Nigeria happen to her. And that's exactly what happened. My mom was in a diabetic coma, was taken to a couple of hospitals in emergency. They wanted money to be brought before they can touch her. By the time they were able to take her to the teaching hospital, my mom passed away. And this is exactly the same thing that is happening. These doctors that are going there and they're swearing the oath to save lives. And when it comes to emergency like this, they're talking about looking for what? Identity card? And that's the reason why this young lady died.
So don't they know her? Don't they know her as an Arise staff? Don't they see her on TV?
Don't you understand? These people, they don't give a care. They don't give a damn about who you are, what you are. This is a faulted system that needs to be fixed. And the president of Nigeria, man up and do something about this. Enough is enough. Every time we come around, the same story again and again, and you're sitting there doing what? Traveling around the world. Stay back in Nigeria and fix what is going on in Nigeria. This is one thing that needs to be done, and it needs to be done immediately from the executive presidency. Because you cannot allow people to be dying unnecessarily while we have doctors that are swore to save lives, and because of money, people are dying unnecessarily. This young lady could have been saved.
Yes,
and it is so wrong for this to continue to happen in a country like Nigeria.
It's sad. It's terrible. Sumi Maduagu killed in an Abuja robbery, and now people are calling out for justice. First of all, George, it's sad that Nigeria doesn't have much of these CCTVs, and we don't have some security measures that could blow an alarm and get everybody, running, or everybody taking precaution, whatever it is. You know, you could be caught off guard anytime, anywhere, and nothing happens. No secure, nobody comes to your aid.
Can you just
Also,
imagine that individuals can install CCTV camera in their homes, but hospitals don't have it? Are you kidding me? What kind of country are we running? These people are running around.
but the
Wait a minute.
CCTV in the house too, in her apartment. We've not had
No,
of
I'm talking
there's
about
a
the
quick.
hospital. I'm talking
Yes,
about the hospital. There
hospital.
ought to be CCTV in that hospital, and the government needs to, the people that are investigating this matter needs to make sure that they get those things, and then they look it up and see exactly what time she arrived and what time she was taken to the morgue, and the reason why this young lady was not given an emergency ER treatment until further, when they get their information. How can you allow a young
George,
lady like this to
George,
just
the sad thing is, this girl went school in the UK. She
yes,
decided to come home. Hear this. She decided to come home to be a part of progress in her country. She felt like adding. She had so much to add to to Nigeria, the economy, in her profession and everything. Now they use the word Nigeria has happened to her. Crazy, George. This is. I've
what
not been myself
saddens
since
me
I had
so
this thing.
much. What saddens me so much is that the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria is asking, diasporans to come back home. Is this
Okay,
what they're going to come back home to do? This is what
okay,
they're going to
George.
come back home to
Okay,
experience.
George. Okay, okay. Is this what they're
This
gonna
is
come
what
back
do
to
I
do?
exactly? This is,
Is this
you want them to come back to help you to build the nation, but you cannot make the place a viable place for people to dwell in, a safe
George?
environment for those that are coming back with foreign experiences? Come
Child,
on, what kind of
child,
government do we have? All
child,
they talk
George.
about these days, is election,
The world, I
2027,
am so
2027. We are
Sorry.
still in 2025. Can we please face, Mr. President, stop running around the world. Fix your house before you go out there again. Please, we
All
are
right,
begging you. Face what
George.
is happening in Nigeria, save the lives, bring security in this country. You can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it. And if you don't do it, don't ask to be re-elected. You have time to fix this thing within 1 year before the election again. Change the
Viewers,
conversation in
one,
Nigeria.
yes. Once
Change the
again,
safety, the
this is
insecurity in that country. Don't ask
in
to,
that
you're
country.
gonna bring in somebody else. It doesn't make any sense.
That's correct. George, thank you. Viewers, once more, the clip of Sumi Maduago is running. That's the pretty lady there. And she was good at what she does. She won the beauty pageant. She was good with her media activities. Now she's gone. Life cut short for nothing. Nigeria like this, they use. Nigeria happened to her. So Sumi Chukwu Maduagu, 29-year-old lawyer turned journalist, anchored with News Arise, was shot dead during a robbery attack in her residence in Abuja. And in the process of escaping, she fell from the wall and rushed to the hospital. And there she passed. She didn't live.
If you may just allow me, I wanna because sometimes
She didn't
what
make
we
it.
do, we complain,
Yes.
but let's
Mm-hmm.
bring some solution to this whole entire thing. Let it
Okay,
not
Joe.
be that you just complaining without any, bringing any solution. The
Okay.
government can mandate and enforce strict compliance with existing laws that require hospitals to treat accident and crime victims immediately without first
Immediately.
demanding paperwork or identification. They must
Okay.
do it. Okay,
They must do it.
investigation and sanction, a transparent and public investigation into the specific hospital and staff involved should be
Okay.
conducted. Where negligence is found, appropriate sanction must be applied and to serve as a deterrent to uphold accountability in the hospitals. They
Okay.
swore to
They
save
swore.
lives. Okay,
Mm.
now implement a comprehensive anti-corruption measures within the
Mm.
health sector, including the stronger legal protection for whistleblowers and secure reporting channels to address the system issues that degrade patient care. Listen to me. See, the reason why they're not attacking this is we just saw the Senate president in England not too long ago. Our president
Mhm.
is running to France for health purposes. The former president Buhari lived in a hospital for 100 and
Yes.
something days in UK.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
the reason why they're not doing this. If their health and their children's health and family's health are involved, you will see them do something in Nigeria to correct all these mishaps.
All right.
But
All right.
now, let the
Yeah.
blood of this young lady not go in vain.
We hope so. Thank you, big time, George. You've put it up very well. George, moving on before we go on the break, let's talk about what happened with the South African ambassador to France, Emmanuel Ntitawa.
Mm,
Emmanuel
I don't know
Ntitawa.
how to.
Yes,
Power.
Emmanuel Ntitawa fell. They say he was found dead at the Hertz Hotel in Paris. I know that hotel, tall building. So he fell from the 22nd floor of that hotel, and police are still investigating. He's a 58-year-old diplomat from South Africa. They say he jumped from that 22nd floor and hit the ground. Now there's a story behind his that whole thing. It's suicide, actually, George. George, what do you have on Emmanuel?
Yeah, they're saying that he was found dead outside a luxury hotel in Paris after sending his wife a troubling message the night
Mhm.
before. That means he knew that he was going to, unalive himself. What happened? Investigators say that he stayed on the 22nd floor, forced open a window, and there were no signal of foul play, drugs, or struggle. So President Ramaphosa expressed deep sadness and condolences, remembering him, his long service, and a former minister since 2023, ambassador working in the strength to strengthen the ties between France and South Africa. We miss him. We don't know what happened. We don't know what he got involved in that made him to want to kill himself. Because if he sent a message to his wife the night before, that means he
Yeah,
knew that he was planning to do this. May
do
his soul
something.
rest in perfect peace. Our
Amen.
condolences to the family. It is a sad loss.
Yes.
You
Well,
know.
there's a French website, website that is saying that he was implicated in a withdrawal criminal case that the head of intelligence in South Africa is going through. So two websites were reporting this, a French website and a South African website. So maybe that criminal case had some more stories to it, and he couldn't stand what could probably be unveiled. So he took his life. Sad one from South Africa. Thank you, George. Thank you for that. Let's go on to the DRC Congo ex-president Kabila. DRC ex-president Kabila has been sentenced to death, but the whole sentencing was in absentia, sentenced to death for treason. George, remember this our man. Yeah, the DRC former president Kabila. George, is there any story on that?
Yeah. We saw that the dramatic verdict. Actually, a military court in the Democratic Republic of Congo has sentenced the former president Joseph Kabila to death in absentia for serious crimes. Okay, including treason, murder, and torture. The court found him guilty of supporting the M23 rebel group, though Kabila denies the charges and did not attend the trial. A deep political rift is happening because of all of this. Okay, so they say that the case stems from a major fallout between Kabila and his successor, President Felix. She said she's Kedi or whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce that. But after Kabila left the country, the government accused him of being the mastermind behind the M23 insurgency, with
Yes.
senators stripping him of legal immunity to pave the way for this prosecution. So we saw that. So the accusation against Kabila are tied to the devastating conflict in Congo, in the mineral-rich country. I mean, it's so sad that the richer you are in minerals and in all these other things that can make the country, to be like Dubai, the worst the situation is in that country economically. I don't know why.
George,
This place
DRC, yes, DRC is
richest
the
country in the whole entire
world.
world.
Yes, that's very true. But the most raggedy, the most impoverished country in the world. If you see DRC, Congo, and how people live, you wonder what is wrong with Black people. I mean, is it Black people or what's wrong? What's happening in Africa?
It is Africa. Africa is happening to them because what it is, what is it? Tell me something you can find in Dubai. Is there a mineral in Dubai? Is there oil in Dubai? There is no oil in Dubai. No oil in Dubai. Dubai was a desert land, but up until today, look at the way they have brought that place up. You can go there, you can have a good time. If you go there, their police vehicles are, just like, I'm talking about top notch. Nobody that is a citizen of Dubai is suffering because they have welfare system that is taking care of their people. But when it comes down to Africa, I think there is a curse upon us.
Okay, but George, there is a crude oil in Dubai. Actually,
no, neighboring countries. No.
Dubai has oil and gas.
Unless they found it now, but usually before.
Yes, in the last decade, Dubai has been producing oil and gas.
But they don't drill it in Dubai. They don't drill in Dubai. They buy and refine and send.
No, George. I'm giving you the facts.
Dubai has oil right now.
Yes. Dubai has oil, good one, and the world is buying from Dubai. Yes. The Emirates. In fact, the four Emirates.
I know that all the neighboring countries have oil,
yes.
but I didn't.
All of them now. Dubai, Oman. The other one, they all now have crude oil processing. Okay. All right, George. Let's viewers, we are discussing. It's all the passion we have. DRC Congo, Kabila sentenced to death in absentia anyway for treason, and we'll see how that case plays out because truly, I don't know who's to blame, but there was some real terrible things that happened during his tenure. So
even Rwanda is being accused of complicit to the whole entire thing.
Yes,
the ceasefire deal in July. The violence on the ground has continued actually in that place. It's just so sad. It's very sad.
All right, viewers, thank you for tuning in. We're about to change the session now. We're going on a small break. When we come back, it's Nigeria at 65. This beautiful West African country. We'll be diving into different discussion. You're also free to send your opinions, your comments, and let's talk about Nigeria at 65. So see you on the other end. Thank you.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in diaspora and at home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul, a proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
In aviation, this is the London Gatwick Airport. Over 30 million people fly through its single runway annually, and it's owned by a Nigerian. In robotics, this is Apple's Mechamon, world first gaming robot sold exclusively by Apple. It was made by a Nigerian, Silas Adekunle. In leadership, the first African to lead the World Trade Organization as Director General, she's Nigerian. Africa's richest man and business tycoon, Aliko Dangote, is Nigerian. In sports, Victor Osimhen, the highest goal scoring African in Series A, and is currently leading the most goals scored by an African in a single season. He's a Niger boy. A two-time former unified world heavyweight champion, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. He's a Nigerian. In music, Rema holds the record for the most streams on Spotify by an African artist. He's Nigerian. In medicine, Dr. Oluyinka, he did an unquote impossible operation. He's Nigerian. In tech, Africa's most valuable fintech organization floated away over $3 billion and was founded by, of course, a Nigerian. In food, Hilda Basi of Nigeria holds the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time, 93 hours 11 minutes. She's Nigerian. Let's make sure the narrative that comes out of a country is the best. The bad should not overwhelm the storytelling of the good, so it's our responsibility to shape and carry that.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Yes, you are welcome. Viewers, welcome to this special edition of SSM Wednesday, 1st October, Nigerian Independence Day, 65 years of independence, of freedom. And I'm here with George from Toronto, Canada. George, first of all, congratulations on the 65th Independence Day to our country, Nigeria.
Yeah, well, a happy Independence Day to all Nigerians, whoever you may be around the world. It seems like, the Japad people, the diasporans are almost the same number of people that are in Nigeria. If you count all the Japad people, man, then you will see, that Nigeria might even be more than 250,000 people. But anyway, we're celebrating our country. We're celebrating, there are so many good things about us in spite of all the bad. But I want us to bring the good news first. Nigeria has stayed, for this, we have stayed together as a nation for 65 years. And I think it needs applauding us. Yeah, I know a rift came in 1967 to 1970, but we came back together and we have maintained one Nigeria for 65 years. One Nigeria for 65 years. And we have stayed in a democratic type of government for 25 years, since 1999. That needs to be applauded also.
That needs to be applauded.
So when you think about it, yes. Yes, yes. Think about it for a
Mm.
moment. Okay, when it comes to cultural, a vibrant cultural export, Nigeria has made a positive global impact around the world when it comes to music, when it comes to
Mhm.
movies, when it comes to the Nollywood and sports. Also, we just saw what you posted
Sports.
out there a few minutes ago with Rema
Yes.
and with Female and all the rest of them, and even doctors that are doing fantastic job around the world, which I
Yeah.
know if a good hospital is actually instituted in Nigeria, most of these doctors will come to Nigeria to volunteer for a few months, because wherever they are, let me tell you what happened. Wherever they are, most of these doctors, they make too much money and they're taxed too much in these countries, so they will be willing to come back over here to volunteer a month to help our
Mm.
people, and
Mm.
it will help them to make more money than walking through. And rather than taking unnecessary vacations, they can actually save lives. So what we are asking the government, in spite of everything that is going, give us some good hospitals.
That's
Don't go
correct.
buying private jets and buying boats and buying whatever the guys are buying. Save the
That's
people, the lives of the people in Nigeria. Okay,
correct.
so
Yeah.
when it comes to entrepreneurial spirit, innovation is thriving in the sector like fintech and
Mhm.
agribusinesses, even
Mhm.
in the
Mhm.
of systemic hurdles. So you see
Mhm.
that the early nationalist leaders left legacies of major infrastructure and institutions such as Cocoa House, Ahmadu Bello University, and the first
Mhm.
television station in Africa through prudent management of resources. This is
Resources.
what Nigeria can boast of. The current administration has initiated a bold reform like fuel subsidy,
Mm.
removal, which we argue what it is a good move, but done badly.
Done
And
badly.
yes, and removal of exchange rate liberalization, which only the North was enjoying, and they were, hijacking the whole system. So what we know is that Nigeria, as a country, is the
Mhm.
best country in the whole entire world.
Nice.
The
All
best
right.
country in the whole
Okay.
entire world. But what is it
Mhm.
that is holding us back? We gotta talk about it, because
Mhm.
a problem identified is already half solved.
Solved.
Okay,
Okay.
a
All right,
problem
George.
identified is already
And for
yes.
viewers, thank you very much. You're tuning in. We want your comment also, viewers. It's a special edition of Nigeria at 65. The president said he will address the country. I think he has done that early this morning, 7 a.m. West African time. George, let's begin with some of the comments coming from the leaders. Those are the top on this thing. Number one is the Senate president says, let's be patient with Tinubu's reforms. Apabio, that's Senator Apabio telling people, let's
Can
wait with
we
Tinubu.
can,
So the
can we
question to you is, how long do Nigerians have to wait? Every government that comes tell you, wait, we're making something, but in amongst them, they're having their good time flying private, all these expensive vehicles and uh, aircraft, doing their big things, but they tell the masses, you guys wait, we're trying to fix things.
listen to
George, how
this?
long can we wait for reforms? How long?
Listen to this. That's politics.
Okay.
Politics is the ability to tell people what they want to hear,
Mm.
and the ability to give excuses when what they want to hear did not come through. I'm not
Okay.
listening to all these leaders. We got to go to the system itself. The system is overhauling. Okay. We have what you call leadership deficit in our country. We have 8 years of the most devastating government in the whole entire Africa under Buhari, like it or not. He left 77 trillion naira debt on the government, because all he
Mm.
was doing was borrowing money, borrowing money, borrowing money.
Borrowing
Don't
money.
do anything
Borrowing
internally.
money.
And this is another area that we need to talk about. The
Mm.
ability to select the people that can take the country to that paradise, not recycle
Mm.
government. It is so sad in our country today that the people with educational abilities and capacity cannot rule the nation, because corruption is governing our nation. If you have more money, you can buy your way through. That
Yes.
is absolutely wrong.
That is how
So
it's
one
done.
of the major problems Nigeria does not have problem with the people. They have problem with the leadership. Decades of poor management have resulted in an over dependence on oil, an underdeveloped industrial base, persistent unemployment, and widespread poverty. And they're using it as a weapon against the people. All these people you see, all of them that are on this picture, they are to be blamed to what's happening in Nigeria. And the people that have changed their mind and come up to change the narratives, they don't want to listen to them. They become enemies of the state.
Yes.
Insecurity is
George,
destroying
yes.
our country. No. Hold on. This is very important. Insecurity is destroying our country. You are inviting people to come back. Look at what happened to Somi. Died unnecessarily. And you want us to come back. You are talking about traveling around the world. You're trying to bring businesses to Nigeria, all in the name of bringing businesses to Nigeria. But yet you have not fixed your house, where when they come here, they can be assured that their money that they're investing will actually bring a return, ROI, to them. You are still bringing them. You're telling us, oh, you're going to Brazil, you're going to this country. What you need to do is sit yourself back in Nigeria, fix Nigeria. Businesses will come by themselves.
All
this traveling and wasting our money and calling it, you're trying to go get business.
But I am Somi
No, what
Maduagu.
you're doing is going out there to have fun. No, you cannot put the cart before the horse. Fix the country, bring security, make sure the people that are infrastructures. Let's spend the money to build factories in Nigeria. Let's become exporters instead of always consuming what is important.
Okay, George, strong words you're spilling out here now. Yes, you talked about insecurity, you talked about the leadership, people that have been taking us through. But George, the citizens are to blame to an extent too, because every election cycle, the citizens still root for the same people that keeps putting them in this bondage. The same people, they keep hailing them. So yeah,
don't blame the people, because I don't care if you bring 75% of the nation to vote for the right person. The person in power will change the numbers. So don't blame the people. Don't blame the people. They have used tribal sentiment. They have used religious sentiment to just to divide and conquer the people. That's what it is. If Nigeria ought to be one, we must change the system of government. We have to reshuffle, rebaptize, and make sure that the nation is operating in the finest way that it's supposed to. So far, as we have seen it, it is a recycled government. It is my turn. It is my turn.
But also the people can really go on a strong protest, asking for their vote, their candidate,
go to the toll gate and tell us what happened.
Go
to the toll gate, because these are the things that are happening. Some of the bodies of these young people that were killed are still there, unless they have mass buried them. We saw the government going behind and paying some of the families that their children were killed, and they denying up until today no accountability. They have not received it. They have not said that we are wrong by what we did by killing young people who came out to say that the way the system is working is not working for us. They killed them.
The way the system is working is not working for us.
That's right.
All right, George, let's go further. That is Akpabio's, the Senate President's own comment today. Nigeria at 65. Akpabio says,
I don't even want to listen to all those people. I don't want to listen to them.
The other one is the Speaker of the House, the House of Rep, Abbas. He says Nigeria should focus on the bright future, that there is a bright future ahead of them. Now, bright future ahead of them. How does it begin? We have not seen any sign of that bright future. How do we hope for a bright future when there are no digits, no signal? George, do you think there is a bright future for Nigerians?
How can there be a bright future for Nigeria when corruption is often cited as the primary growth albatross, with leaders historically plundering the nation's resources to frightening magnitude? How can you have a bright future with such? Widespread poverty. Despite the nation's enormous wealth, more than half of the Nigerians live in multi-dimensional poverty. The situation is so dire that citizens are described as scavenging and eating from dustbins. How can there be such hope? Institutional collapse. No, think about this for a moment. Let's talk about it. Okay? It's important because unless a problem is identified, we continue going in circle like blind horses, running around the mountain motion with no progress. That's what we have been doing in that nation. Let's talk about it, okay? Institutional collapse. Key institutions have failed. The National Assembly is perceived as a high-cost, self-serving entity. The judiciary is seen as captured by the wealthy, and the Electoral Commission has lost public confidence. How can there be a bright future? Tell me, okay? Colossal mismanagement. As a major oil producer, Nigeria has no functional refinery despite spending billions on maintenance, and situation described as a shame among all of us and the government. How can there be a bright future? The harsh economic conditions have led to widespread disillusionment, with many citizens seeing no reason to celebrate the independence anniversary and feeling overwhelmed by the struggle for their next meal. You're talking about hope. They are living pretty. These are political fat cats talking nonsense. We don't want to hear it. We want it to trickle down to the common man. The resources we have in Nigeria, both the gold and all the gas and the oil, is an inheritance of all the nation, not for the select few, not for the 2%ers. When they get sick, they fly all over the world.
George, this is your burning heart here now. You are putting this very well. I like the way you're breaking it down, sector after sector, line after line. Yes, viewers, some people are just joining us. Viewers, it's Nigeria at 65. George and I were analyzing situations. We talked about the reform that the Senate President said we should wait for Tinubu's reform. Now we're talking about the bright future that the Speaker of the House says there's a bright future ahead of us, and George is breaking it down. George, thank you. George, let's come now to the last one on what today some of the leaders are saying. Nigeria 65, Obasanjo says something, former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He says, if our population is not tackled, Boko Haram will be a child's play. George, let's talk about population. Nigeria has the largest population of the African continent, and we are just giving birth. Our numbers are increasing, but we're not addressing the people we're bringing up to this world. Children, schools are not well equipped to teach people's little kids, all these things. People are just giving birth. So don't you think it's time to go into population control? Let people know that we can't be this many and we're all like destitute. George, let's talk about Obasanjo's time.
Obasanjo is saying the right thing based on the current situation in Nigeria. If the current situation in Nigeria was not so, governmentally, I don't think we will have any issues. They can be having kids, but if we are producing enough food to feed ourselves and to feed West Africa and the rest of Africa and around the world, I don't think it will be a problem. The problem we have is complete and absolute dependence on oil resources. The money that is coming out of that. It actually have discouraged a lot of infrastructural development in the country because we are dependent on oil. State by state, if we were to go back into the way things were at the early stages, when we were, actually praising our nationalist leaders, then when they were celebrated for their incorruptibility, integrity, and servant leadership style, it will not be a problem. The problem we have is simply government, whether we like it or not. If the government, a dead fish when it starts smelling from the head. So when the head is not correct and it is corrupt, what are you expecting the rest of the body to do? So that is exactly one major problem. Yes, we can curtail the population by maybe mandating that, okay, hold on a second, we don't have to be having kids if you cannot afford it. Some people that can afford kids, my father had 14 kids with my mom. We were 14. But the man was, able enough to raise us all up, educate all of us, as a matter of fact. So that being the case, for those who cannot afford to, to rear their children, maybe we can give them 3, because this is exactly what is happening in our country. So now
All
what
right.
we're saying the problem
Mhm.
is not the population, but the management of our resources is what the problem is. Because if Nigeria can go back to the farm where there is security, where people are not being killed because they go to farmlands, the food basket of Nigeria, up until tomorrow, we are still playing that stupid game in the Middle Belt. Stupid game. They
All right,
just
George.
dropped a bunch
George.
of terrorists. No, hold on. They dropped a
Yeah.
bunch of terrorist people recently, just a few days ago. The people saw them. They dropped them with a helicopter, and they came ravaging the whole entire city. And Nigeria is a game. It's just what we call a big game with asterisks on it. That's
Okay,
all it is.
George. Actually, the number of people in a particular country, it could be a great advantage if things are harnessed well.
That's what I'm saying.
China today is enjoying a huge number, and they are also being
India.
harnessed. It's going well.
India.
India is big, but India hasn't really gotten to that level like China. China
But
is
they're
far
coming.
above.
They're forced to be reckoned with.
So what we're saying is the population for now is just growing, and there are no provision for that huge number in Nigeria. So it has to be checked. It has to be controlled until we probably get it right economically, socially, in every wise. But having children everywhere and nobody cares. These children. Have you been to the north, George? The north has children holding plates, walking the streets, begging from week to week, day to day. And these are not small number of children. Oh, they call them almajiris. They have different names for them. So we can't be all almajiris in our country.
See, that is the major problem what we have. This is that inequality that we are talking about. When the northerners refuse to educate their children, they don't want to take them to school. They've sent them out on the streets to be begging for money. And yet they're crying out that we are marginalizing them when it comes to economy. The money comes from the south and is taken to the north. And that's what it has been. And they are, because of that inequality, when it comes to education and everything else, that is the reason they will not allow Nigeria to come to a place where the growth can be affecting everybody. So why is it that you're not allowing your children to go to school? You don't want, what you call the British or Western world education, and yet you have those little kids running all over the place. Tomorrow they have nothing to do when they grow up, and they carry arms, and you want to nurture them. That's the reason why they nurture these terrorists. They nurture them, and then every now and again they'll bring them back and give them virgins to marry. No, we need to equal. And it's intolerable. We have to mandate that every child must go to school. At least go to elementary school and secondary school. Mandate it. Every child.
Okay.
Don't put them out there on the streets.
Don't put them out there on the streets. George, big words here. So we know numbers are an advantage to anybody. In fact, a man with more children back in the days has more. Yes, the Bible even says, "Blessed is he that has his quiver full of them."
Of course.
So, but for us now, it's no more a blessing. It's now becoming something else because they are not well taken care of. These armed robbers that killed our pretty lady Somi. This is as a result of children born, no parental care, no education, nothing. So they turn out to become rogues, miscreants, dangerous people at night going around to steal, to kill, and destroy people's lives. So this is what we're saying, George. This is what we're saying. So, but Obasanjo, former governor, says it has to be tackled. It has to be tackled from now before we get to 2050, or else he said that the Boko Haram situation will be a child's play. This is Nigeria at 65. George, let's have some summary to what you've been saying and today's program. What's your summary on all of this?
I applaud Obasanjo in his statesmanship and the continued narratives over the welfare of our nation. But the Tinubu administration is pushing a renew hope agenda with reforms that are aiming in stabilizing the economy and building infrastructure. However, the government faces a crisis of public distrust, okay, with many citizens perceiving a wide gap between the legislative actions and their daily sufferings, and viewing the National Assembly as lacking independence from the executive. We don't have a good government in Nigeria, actually, because you cannot take anything to the House and want them. Everybody wants to please the president, both the both the PDP and others. They are in one basket as far as the governance is concerned. Nobody is an opposition in the House or in the Senate. Everybody is afraid that if you come out and say something, you've seen it happen recently when somebody will come out and mention something, and the whole entire state, the whole entire house will go against them for speaking the truth. It's like a cult. It's like a cabal, and it needs to stop. If you want Nigeria to grow, go to the foundation, rebaptize the foundation, and ensure that good governance will come out of the House and the Senate. And we need to go back to 1999 Constitution and change the style of government. What we need is parliamentary system. We don't need the system where somebody will become a mini god sitting as an executive president, and then nobody can touch you. Whatever you do is okay with unity. We need parliamentary system in Nigeria, or give the power to the states, where the federal government, we can be bringing money into the coffers of the federal government rather than the federal government feeding the people.
This is it, viewers. This is it, George. Hot, blazing hot. Thank you very much, George. It is our Independence Day. We thank God for making us come to this point in our lives. 65, great country. The future is bright, and we hope things will change for good coming to 2027 when we go on election. Thank you, George, for coming. Thank you for all the contributions, all you've done, intelligence, views, intelligent talking. So let's go have
our final word.
The final word, George.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria, we pray for you, nation. Nation Nigeria. Yield fruit, yield increase, and yield prosperity for your people. May the Almighty God bless this nation, bless the leadership from the president to the House, to the Senate, and to the local government. Bless our nation and rebaptize our nation, and grant them the wisdom to eradicate corruption, the wisdom to take the country to that green land, that green paradise, where all of us will feed well, house well, and welfare well in all ramifications of life. I pray for Nigeria, and I pray for all citizens around the world, that one day we will all come back home in a safe environment where there will be no trouble, no squabble, nothing but peace, 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 and one Nigeria. May God bless our nation.
Thank you. Now, George, notice that I'm putting on the green color. Green. Yes, today I'm going out soon to join in the celebration. Viewers, hope you like my Adidas green. It represents Nigeria. Thank you, George. George, beautiful. Until we come again Thursday, have a beautiful Independence Day. Bye-bye.
Bye.